I run a podcast, an Instagram, an X account, a Skool community, and a YouTube channel. For that, I have 13 employees. They work 27 for me, they never complain, and they all live in this box, a $600 Mac Mini sitting on my desk. Every morning when I wake up, I get a list of new guests to invite, my newsletter draft is written, and my X and Instagram posts are scheduled with a video clip cut from my podcast. I used to do everything myself. Now I just focus on recording the podcast and everything else is automated. In this video, I'm going to show you my full setup, how much it costs, the framework I use to build it, and how you can set up yours today even if you're non-technical. So first, what is OpenClaw? OpenClaw is an open source AI agent that you install in your own machine. I chose a Mac Mini, but you can basically choose any hardware. You can also use a VPS, but if you're not technical, I will avoid it. Once you have your hardware, you connect that to OpenClaw with an LLM of your choice. It can be OpenAI, Claude, Gemini, or whatever. Then when you install OpenClaw, you will just use Telegram to talk to one agent only. This agent will dispatch all the tasks to your sub-agent. See that as employees that you have in your machine. You can use them as a personal assistant to manage your life, an help for your finances so you can track your expenses, a social media manager that can post everywhere, or a data analyst that will build an analytics tracker for you. You can basically build everything with it. You can also use it to code any app, a mobile app, a web app, a native app on your own computer, whatever you want. And this is all my 13 agents work together. So basically there is me, the only human in the chain. I record the podcast. That's the only task I do. Then I refer to Mark, which is the name of my agent. He's the COO, is the guy who takes care of all the team. He kind of delegates everything. On the left, you can see the content team. So I have Dan, who takes care of X. He posts 3 times a day. I have Tyler, who takes care of the newsletter. I have Claude, who is the copy editor. So he's the guy who verifies if the copywriting is good. I have Adrien, he is the video editor. Jimmy takes care of YouTube. And then I have the operation. On the operation side, I have Bob, he is the manager of the whole team. He is the guy who makes sure that everyone respects the task and the rule. Then I have Loop, he's the guy who takes care of the analytics. Ariane, clean and get the backup of everything. Peter, who is the software engineer, is the guy who builds any app for me. And then finally on the right, you have the growth, which is Mona Lisa. She is the money machine, take care of everything from sponsorship to how we can monetize our audience. Then we have Billy, who take care of the Skool community. And finally, Crowley. Each day, he do a crawl on all the news from Reddit, Hacker News, X Trends to make sure that all the team have the last news, the last update, and get the last skills for all the team. Now, let me show you what a typical day looks like. So this is the morning brief I get every day. So I have the dashboard number. I will show you that after, which is the number of subscribers I have on YouTube. This is all based on the goal I chose for my agent. Then I have the content pipeline. I see if everything was scheduled well, if the newsletter draft is here. I have the guest prospect, so I have ideas of people I can invite on my podcast next, like Mark Lou or Danny Posma. Then I have trending topics from Crowley, the sponsor I can contact, the system else, etc. But you can do multiple briefs. So I have another brief for the Skool community. I check if the community works well. I see the top contributors. I see the post that needs me. I see the module IDs, and I will talk about that later, but I have the module ID from Billy. And finally, I have the brief from Crowley, which, as I say, it checks Reddit, X, and any news about OpenClaw. So Crowley makes sure that we are always updated with the last keys and that our OpenClaw has the best setup possible. Now, to have an overview of my whole team, I created this HQ. In this HQ, I can see each agent that I created, and I can see all the tasks that they are currently doing. If I click here, I can also see each agent that I created, again with the main goal, with the cron job, which is the task that they do every single day. I can click on their profile to see which model they are actually using, the rules, the SOP, so everything is on one page. Then this is the best thing, of course. This is my virtual office where I can see all my little agents moving in the office and working together. And the last thing in this HQ is, for me, the best, is the analytics dashboard. I created that in half a day, tailored for me. This is all the information I need every single day to actually see if we are getting closer to our goals or not. Here you can see the revenue per month. You can see my YouTube subscribers, my ex-subscriber on Profit Founder, which is the account of my podcast, my own profile, Instagram, Skool members, email sub, with the goal at the bottom to see if we get closer to the goal or not. Then here you can see my best content. It can be a YouTube video, an X post, or a newsletter with the growth it brought me. It can be subscriber, money, or number of click in a newsletter. I can see here all the content I created, which are the podcast, and see if I repurpose them or not. And I have one tab for each platform. I have the X with my goal. I have YouTube Studio. I have my goal tracker. Here is where I can see where we are with our goals. The newsletter tab, the Skool tab, the sponsor tab, and the content lab. This is a really cool one where I get all the ideas for my next content. I even have a winning formula for a title for my YouTube channel. So this app that I just showed you, it's an app in my Mac Mini, and this is my OpenClaw, Peter, who actually built it from scratch. I didn't do any coding. I don't even know how to code. But I have this app that I can check every day, and all the data is refreshed every day. So this one is a funny one. I was walking my dog in the morning and I asked my agent to build a Notion. He said, I can't. So I told him, of course you can because you have a Gmail account. Then he found Notion, downloaded Notion, created a Notion, and invited me with my email address on his own Notion. And here I have every visual that I need. I have all the content I need for YouTube, the newsletter content. As you can see, there is all the drafts that are in this table, so I just have to copy paste that in my Beav and send it whenever it's ready. I have my guest list, my sponsorship list, my SOPs, my reports. I have everything I need about my school, and I created the backup, which is where Ariane, if you remember, create all the backups. So if tomorrow I lose OpenClaw, I can go in my backup and find everything I need to create a new one. So you're probably asking yourself, this is cool, but what did he build? It's nice to track, it's nice to create document, but did he build anything? Yes, the first thing he did was building my podcast website. At the beginning, I just had one website, one single page with two links, listen on Spotify or watch on YouTube. And what he did was to create an entire website with the CTA to my newsletter, with an about, the podcast, and a form to fill if you want to be a guest in my podcast. You can also see all the episodes and filter by episode here. So if you click, you actually see a sum up of the podcast. And of course, if you click on YouTube, you will go on YouTube to watch the episode. That was the first task he did. When I gave him the mission at the beginning, he built straight away this website. This website is online, it worked perfectly, and now I have a professional website that I would have never ever done if I didn't install OpenClaw. The second thing is the content pipeline. So I built that second because I really wanted to focus on one thing that I'm good at, which is recording the podcast. So I have Mona Lisa. That's the first step. She finds the guests to prospect and draft the DM in a table on Notion. The only thing that I have to do is wake up, check the list in Notion, invite the people I want from the guest list, and then when they are ready, I record the podcast. Once I record the podcast, I have Jimmy, who goes on YouTube twice a week to see the new video I uploaded. He takes the transcript. Then from the transcript, he sends everything to these three other agents. So Claude and Dan, they write the X post. I have the newsletter from Tyler and Claude as well. And then I have video clips that are posted on Instagram and on X. If you want to see what it looked like. So this is the Profitable Founder Podcast X account. He has access to this one and he published through Typefully. So here you can see he created this entire clip, he created the subtitles, he created the hook and uploaded it himself. I didn't do anything about that. This is all in my Mac Mini. I don't use CapCut, I don't use any video editor. This is all in my Mac Mini and for free. So he created that, he posted on X, and also what he did was starting to write articles. So based on my podcast, he started to write articles, and as you can see, They are pretty good because this one got 17,000 impression or 17,000 view if you want. This is for Profitable Founder Podcast. Now we'll show you something crazy. This is my own profile, my personal profile. It doesn't have access to that. I don't want to, but I asked him to write an article about everything we built together. This article got almost 300,000 impressions on X, and this is, except the title and the 3 first lines, this is entirely written by Mark, my agent. So yes, he is really good at writing, really good at understanding what you have in your mind, and really good at writing exactly like you do. Because this article is my vision, but he wrote it. And he wrote it perfectly, step by step. And as you can see, it worked pretty well on X. So this is the last use case I wanted to show you. I created a Skool community for founders who use OpenClaw, and I wanted to try different things on this Skool community. I built a Skool churn management agent, and that's pretty crazy. Every day, I have Billy who go on Skool, check everything, all the messages, people who canceled, everything, and then I have a brief in the morning to actually reduce the churn. I know who canceled. I have a DM to send them to make sure to understand why they cancel. Then I can see the post I answered or not, the people who need my help. I can see the top contributors, and I can see the content gaps, which is if few people ask the same question, then Billy will create a module that I just have to upload on Skool to answer that question. And finally, all of that is sent every day in the morning in my Telegram. So I see first thing in the morning how to reduce the churn, increase the engagement, and of course, increase the revenue with the Skool community. This is just an example for my Skool community. But you can use this exact churn management for a SaaS, for an app, for your e-commerce, anything with a subscription. You just have to plug this agent to your payment platform and to your product and your support, and you can basically reduce the churn automatically with OpenClaw. So as I say, this works for any product. I use it for my podcast, I use it for my Skool community, but you can use it for a SaaS, an e-commerce, an agency, a newsletter, a mobile app, or a course community, or whatever you want. You just have to use this framework, install OpenClaw on a Mac Mini or a VPS, and automate all the tasks that you don't like to do or you're not good at. So I will not explain you today how to install OpenClaw on a Mac Mini or a VPS, but if you want, I will just put the link below. This is again something 100% created by OpenClaw, and I for the vision, but OpenClaw built that. This is an interactive website to actually help you step by step to install OpenClaw on your Mac Mini or a VPS. This is 100% free. You just have to click and follow step by step the process with the visual on the left that will help you understand where to actually copy and pass on your computer. So if you want to install OpenClaw today, I will just put the link in the description. So now, instead of telling you how to install OpenClaw, I want to share with you my 7-step framework that I will do if I started over today. First, I will write down everything you want to automate. It's important. Before you start, before you install OpenClaw, you have to know why you do that. So I will spend a few days writing every single task that I do in my personal life, in my business, and make sure that everything is on paper. Then once you're done, you can cross out what you love and keep that. It's important to keep doing what you love. For me, it's recording the podcast. I don't want to automate that. But every other task that I hate, organization, analytics, churn, I want to automate that. So make sure that you separate things that you love to do, things that you are good at, and things that you don't like to do or you're not good at. Once you know what you want to automate, you need to write your mission, which is the doc USER.md. I did that. It was maybe a 500-word document that I written myself. I told my agent who I was before, what's my name, what's my mission, what I'm struggling with, what kind of person I am. I gave everything I could to this agent so he could understand me the best possible. Once you wrote down your mission, you have to write the personality, which is SOUL.md, for your agent. In this document, you want to tell him how he should behave. If you want him to be straightforward, if you want him to tell you always the truth, If you want him to write a short sentence and never use emoji, for example, you have to write everything in this SOUL.md. No worries, you have nothing technical to do. The only thing that you will do is go in Telegram, write a long message about what kind of agent he is, and ask him to add that in SOUL.md. Now that you know the task that you want to automate, the mission, and the personality, you have to pick one task and make it perfect. This is really important because I explained you how I built 13 agents, but I didn't create the 13 agent on the day one. I started with one task, which was creating the website. Then when the website was perfect, I spent few days working on the content pipeline, so I was sure that every cut from my podcast was good, the subtitles were white, he had the good access to type fully so he can publish on X every single day, 3 times a day. So please pick only one task. Pick the simplest task you can so you will not struggle, and make sure from day one that this task works every single day. Step 6 is build the feedback loop. So I didn't talk about that on the content pipeline, but this is the most important. You have to build a feedback loop for every different cron job that you do. For example, the content pipeline. Every time I record a podcast and it publishes everywhere, it all goes in the analytics dashboard that I showed you. Now, when the data arrive in analytics, there is someone that is loop for me who will analyze all the data from this dashboard and send it back to the entire team in a war room meeting every single day to tell them what was good and what was wrong. In the content pipeline, for example, if there is a post that did a lot of view but few conversion, and on the other side there is another post that did not a lot of view but had a lot of conversion, I know that I have to do more of the second post, increase the hook to make sure that I get more impression, more views, and then more conversion. So anytime you build a cron job, you have to make sure that there is a feedback loop to make sure that all the team improve every single day. So now the step 7 is what I prefer to do, is to create cron jobs that are working every single night. So when I sleep, I have all my agents working together to make sure that my morning brief will be full of information. So at night, they publish the content, they schedule the content, they analyze the competitors, they find new trend on Reddit or X, they do everything at night. And every morning in my Telegram, I get the brief. By the way, I didn't tell you yet, but all this excalibur.com schema that you see now, it's entirely my OpenClaw who created that. I basically sent a message on Telegram and told him to create a visual for this video, and he created all the visual that you see here. I didn't do anything. So the question you will ask is, how much does it cost? So it's simple. I bought my Mac Mini for approximately $600. You can also use a VPS, which is between $5 and $10 a month. And then OpenClaw is totally free. But the LLM, which is one of the most expensive, I pay $200 a month because I'm on the Claude Max subscription, which enables me to use it every single day, and I never reach the limit. You can also choose the $100 a month or the $20 a month, but I think the $100 a month is the bare minimum if you want to use it every day. You can also use the $200 max plan on OpenAI. It works really well. And what other people do is also to use Anthropic, for example, with the credit. You will spend probably $20 to $30 a day. And then you can use other local LLM, which are Llama, for example, or Kimi, to do the simple tasks, so you will use less credit. So the best setup is Claude Opus 4.6 as the brain, and after that you can use local LLM, Codex, Gemini, whatever you want. But what I prefer to do is to use Claude Opus 4.6 on every single agent everywhere. So I'm sure that I have the best AI for all my agents, and I'm sure that it's 100% secured. I have to be honest with you, it doesn't work always perfectly. Sometimes my OpenClaw forget a task. I wake up in the morning and a post wasn't scheduled. Sometimes it deletes stuff, sometimes it makes mistake. It's really early. OpenClaw was created 3 months ago and they are still improving every single day. So maybe when you will watch this video, all this problem will be already solved. But what I can tell you is that OpenClaw changed my life. It made me way more productive. It's like hiring a team for your business that helps you get closer to your goal every single day. I wake up in the morning, I get the brief, and in the brief, I have tasks to do. And if I don't do this task, after 3 days, my OpenClaw mark will start to get crazy. For example, yesterday I didn't send any DM for people who canceled the subscription to understand why they canceled. After 5 days, it started to use capital in the morning brief, and I understood that I had to do it. So today I woke up, I sent all these DM to all the people who canceled the subscription. I got a lot of cool insight of why they did it. So thanks to that, I improved everything that went wrong before to make sure that the next member will have everything they need. So it makes me more productive. It keeps me accountable. It remembers me all the important tasks that I'm postponing, and it does everything that I hate to do on my business. So if I can sum up what OpenClaw brought to me, it's a tool that helped me make all my vision come true. Before having OpenClaw, I had ideas that I never built. Now I can wake up with an idea, give that to my OpenClaw, and it will build it in the afternoon. If you want to install OpenClaw today, I will put the link below of my virtual assistant to help you install it on a VPS or on a Mac mini. I hope this video will help you, and feel free to ask me any question in the comments.